Hey everybody, I'm Ace Liam and welcome to another Branched Evolution video. As always, for those who aren't sure what Branched Evolution is, you can click here to go and check out the first video I did on Branched Evolution, where I discussed the differences between Poliwrath and Politoed, where I explain Branched Evolution in its entirety. There's also a link in the description for people who have annotations turned off or are watching on a mobile device. But enough waffling, let's get straight to the video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the branched evolutions of Burmy, which are Mothim and Wormadam. And to help us...
Not so fast. Are you forgetting there are 3 different types of Wormadam?
Seriously?
When have I ever lied to you?
How about the time you told me that bleach was diet lemonade?
That was so funny. You almost downed the whole bottle. God, I laughed so hard I nearly peed myself. You're such a tool, and your hair is so lame.
Anyway, today we'll be looking at the branched evolutions of Burmy, which are Mothim, Wormadam Plant, Wormadam Sand, and Wormadam Trash. And to help us out, we have a special guest.
Greetings, fellow Pokemon trainers. My name is Daniel.
See, Liam? Why don't you have cool hair?
And in so many words, I run the YouTube channel Danielinsomanywords. Over on my channel, I like using comedy to avoid contemplating my mortality and the vast emptiness of the universe. Also, I have blue hair.
It's awesome to have you with us, Daniel. Now let's take a look at how Burmy evolves into each of these Pokemon. Burmy evolves naturally at level 20. If it's male, it'll evolve into Mothim. If it's female, it'll evolve into one of the 3 forms of Wormadam. Which form it takes depends on which cloak Burmy's wearing. If Burmy last battled outside or in tall grass, it'll be wearing the plant cloak and evolve into Wormadam Plant. If it last battled in a cave or on a beach or faced a Pokemon from a honey tree, it'll be wearing the sandy cloak and evolve into Wormadam Sand. If it last battled inside a building, it'll be wearing the trash cloak and evolve into Wormadam Trash. Please be aware that unlike Burmy, who can change cloaks depending on battle location, Wormadam's cloak is permanent, so it will always remain in the form it was in when it evolved. Now let's take a look at their Pokédex entries. Mothim is the Moth Pokemon. It's 2 feet 11 inches tall and weighs 51.4 pounds. Its Pokédex entry states that it loves the honey of flowers and steals honey collected by Combi. The little prick.
Wormadam is the bagworm Pokemon. It's 1 feet 8 inches tall and weighs about 14.3 pounds. According to the Pokedex, when Burmy evolved, its cloak became a part of this Pokemon's body. The cloak is never shed.
If we look at their appearance, it's obvious from the get-go that each of the Wormadams more resemble Burmy in each of its cloaks, whereas the only likeness that Mothim shares with Burmy is its kind of darker inner body. And of course, Burmy doesn't have huge wings. When we look at the shiny versions of these Pokemon, it's still the same story. Wormadam matches Burmy's inner body's change from black to deep blue, whereas Mothim changes to a bold blue and yellow wingspan. In terms of what level to let Burmy evolve, regardless of which of these Pokemon you're raising, just let Burmy evolve straight away at level 20, since it doesn't learn any new moves after this level anyway.
Taking a look at weakness and resistances, first up we have Mothim, who, being a dual bug and flying type, has a horrific 4x weakness to rock, as well as being weak to fire, flying, electric, and ice. It does, however, kinda make up for this by having a double resistance to grass and fighting, as well as resisting bug type attacks, and it's immune to ground type attacks entirely.
Now, Wormadam Plant is a dual bug and grass type Pokemon, so it's 4 times weak to flying and to fire, as well as suffering against poison, bug, rock, and ice. Like Mothim, it does benefit from 2 double resistances, grass and ground, as well as being resistant to fighting, water, and electric type moves.
Wormadam Sand switches it up as a bug and ground type, so no more 4 times weaknesses, but it's still weak to flying, water, fire, and ice, while resisting fighting, poison, and ground. It also benefits from complete immunity to electric type moves.
And finally, Wormadam Trash is bug and steel, so it only has 1 weakness, but it's a doozy, 4 times weakness to fire. Giving it credit though, it does resist normal, bug, steel, psychic, ice, dragon, and fairy, as well as being doubly resistant to grass and immune to poison. Now it's stat time. I'm tempted to say ladies first, but Mothim's a little outnumbered here, so we'll let him go first. This of course is where my sympathy for Mothim ends. His stats are nothing to be proud of. Yeah, his attack and special attack are good, but with defense, special defense, HP and speed like that, Mothim's barely going to hit a single move against most opponents. Its abilities are okay, I guess. It primarily gets Swarm, which increases the power of bug type moves by 50% when Mothim's HP is below a third of its maximum, and its hidden ability Tinted Lens doubles the power of not very effective moves. But what's the point of those abilities when practically anything can one-hit KO you? Like, seriously, don't waste time on this crappy Pokemon. If you want a bug and flying type, just use Vivian.
Whoa, Liam, we kinda still have 3 more Pokemon stats to look at before we go burying Mothim.
Sorry, I got carried away. How does the Wormadam trio look?
Well, when it comes to the Wormadams, we basically see 2 variations of bulk in the form of the plant and sand forms, with plant having better special defense than physical, and similarly making better use of special attacks, and sand being the opposite, bulkier in physical defense and favoring physical attacks. As for the trashy one, which honestly looks more like a piece of cotton candy than garbage, I mean, I don't know what the design process was there, she's got bulk in all the right places, with her physical and special defenses being balanced out while still being pretty high, and her equal attack and special attack stats allowing for greater move combinations. Wormadam Trash is a bug-type tank. Well, it would be, anyway, if its HP stat wasn't so awful, and it wasn't 4 times weak to such a common attack type like fire. Anyway, all 3 Wormadam forms have access to the same abilities. Anticipation, which causes the Pokemon to shudder if the opponent has a super effective or one-hit KO move, which kinda sucks when you consider that Burmy had the Shed Skin ability, which is way more useful competitively, but luckily Wormadam's hidden ability does come in handy. Overcoat, which prevents damage from sandstorms and hailstorms, although sand and trash are part ground and steel type respectively, which are immune to sandstorm damage anyway, so for them the ability is only really useful for preventing hail damage. Wait, was any thought put into designing these Pokemon at all? Seriously, the trash form looks like a piece of cotton candy, and the sand form looks like a piece of pizza. I don't want to battle it so much as I want to eat it because it looks like something I get from Pizza Hut.
Well, there you have it. 4 Pokemon that I will probably never use. But if I had to choose one, it definitely wouldn't be Mothim. Like I said earlier, just use Vivian. It has the same defenses as Mothim, but with higher HP and much better speed, while still hitting almost as hard as Mothim, and at least it'll have a chance to move. My pick of these 4 is definitely Wormadam Trash. I like its defenses, I like it having only 1 weakness, even if it is a 4 times weakness. I mean, all the best dual types are 4 times weak to something. How about you, Daniel? Which of these do you prefer?
Wait, do I actually have to pick one? Oh boy. Seriously though, like Liam said, Mothim is so easily outclassed by other bug types it's not even funny. As for the Wormadam bunch, I'd probably have to go with Wormadam Trash, given that it only has 1 real weakness. That of course being Fire, a move type so common in the metagame that you may as well not even bother, considering Wormadam's piss-poor HP stat. Seriously, just because I prefer Wormadam Trash doesn't mean I'd ever actually use Wormadam Trash. Picking a favorite Wormadam form is kinda like choosing which hand you prefer having smashed with a hammer.
Thanks everybody for watching, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section which you prefer, Mothim or Wormadam, and if it's Wormadam, which of them you prefer. Again, I want to say a massive thanks to Danielinsomanywords for taking part in this episode. It was really fun working with you, buddy, and I can't wait to work with you again. And make sure you check out the video we did on Daniel's channel where we talk about the Pokemon we are glad are not real. There'll be a link in the description and also at the end of this video. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pokemon Amino, wherever you want to follow me. I'm easy to find and I love chatting with you guys. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss another video from me. I upload them every single day. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Daniel's channel because his videos are awesome. They're so funny. I recommend you go and watch his entire back catalogue right now. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam.
And I'm Daniel.
Keep on training.